Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my new video. I'm here to talk about Blinken's visit to India, what was discussed, the plans, and also why India is taking the wrong route in terms of diplomacy, in terms of economy. And I'm also going to be talking about West's past atrocities in India. When British rule colonized India, I'm going to talk about all of the atrocities that the British did. The West did, in fact. In the modern world, it's still the same, guys. Western imperialism, Western colonialism, Western supremacy. The Western countries follow their own rule-based order. Still happens to this day. And the West has never apologized for its colonial past. And not once did they apologize for the atrocities they did to India as well as China. So I'm going to be talking about the history, and I'm also going to talk about why India is making a huge mistake by siding with the West. Before I start, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, whatever you can to help promote the channel. It's very much appreciated. And if you really like the channel, you're welcome to join my Patreon, or you can buy me a coffee. Without further ado, let's get on with the show. So let's start with this rat face here, Mr. Blinken himself. And what does he do when he first arrives in India? He doesn't meet Modi first of all. He meets a bloody representative for the Dalai Lama. I mean, what the F is he up to, this guy? Seriously. It just goes to show that Sherman coming in last few days, it's just been a waste of time. America is not interested in fixing ties with China, or they're not interested in, making friends with China. They're just interested in just pissing China off. And I have no idea why he's meeting the representative of Dalai Lama. I mean, what's he going to prove? And what the hell is he going to achieve except piss China off? Seriously, what the hell is this rat face up to? I have no idea. No idea whatsoever. Just reading this heading for this article, you can tell why Blinken is here in India. He's not here to make friends with India. He's not here to sell arms to India. He's not here to help India's economy. He's not here to help India's COVID crisis. He's not here to help India in any crisis. He's not here to help India in the Afghan crisis. He's here for one reason and one reason only. He's here for China. And he wants to use India to go against China. And he wants to use India. And that's all his words. If you clearly listen to his statements he makes, it's mainly about democracy, it's about threat to democracy. And you can see from this statement here, during his 2-day visit to India, Blinken spoke about the rising global threat to democracy and advanced his support to the Quad alliance with conviction. So can you see the wording here, guys? It's obviously about China. There's only one country he's having an issue with the threat of democracy, and advance his support to the Quad alliance. So where does it say that he's going to help India in any economical sense, in any, is going to help India with the Afghan situation? Pretty much US has dumped Afghan and left and ruined India's economy in the meantime, because India had a lot of plans to go via the Charbala port, via Iran into Afghanistan. India had so much investments in Afghanistan. It's all going to go to ruin if Taliban takes over. At no point, he's here on Indians' terms. It looks like he's here on Americans' terms. And Americans want to hear these words to be against China. And he's here for this mission only. And I'm surprised Indians don't see it, really. Can you not see through his wordings that he's just trying to use India? Just like the British used India when they colonized India, just like the West uses countries to go against other countries. Can you not see the trap that US is putting India under? Can Indians not see it? Seriously, guys, open your eyes. Just open your eyes. So when asked about human rights, he mentioned both of our democracies are works in progress. As I said before, sometimes that process is painful, sometimes it's ugly. But the strength of democracy is to embrace it. So he's basically telling Modi, or it's telling India, do whatever the F you want. We don't care about human rights here. Whatever you think is right, just do it. You got a blessing. We don't give a crap. If China does it, that's a different story. But you guys, do whatever the hell you want. We're friends, we're a democracy, you're a democracy. We don't care as long as you get the job done. You are our friends and we need you. So do whatever F you want. And that's the same with every other country that America's friends with, like Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia can chop up any reporter they can, chop them up into little bits in front of their wives. And what did they get? A slap on the wrist. Nothing. Any other country does it. Israel starts bombing all these kids and Palestinians. Nothing. America will just, they'll just pat you on the back, say well done. But if China does it, it's not even when it's not even true. They'll be putting up red flags saying, oh, these guys are abusing, these guys are doing human rights issues, when China doesn't even do it. I mean, seriously, guys, you guys need to seriously wake up. So when it comes to more important stuff to India, we're talking about Afghanistan here. And you can see here, Biden has further riled New Delhi with Washington's rushed and poorly planned exit from Afghanistan. So when quizzed about it, Blinken just completely avoided the subject, or he said, oh, don't worry, we're going to continue supporting the Afghan government. How are you supporting the Afghan government? All your troops are out of Afghanistan. How are you going to support them? They've got no salaries. All of these army guys, they've got no salaries. America's not paying them anymore. They've got no air support. Nothing. So how are they going to survive against, they're outgunned by the Taliban. It will take them 3 months, 6 months at the most. They really don't care about India's security, India's welfare, India's interest. They just don't care. All they care about China, guys. That's all they care about. They don't care about India's interest at all. They don't care that. Have you forgotten the time when Taliban hijacked an Indian plane? They'll probably do it again. I mean, Taliban do not like the Americans. And what do you think they're going to do to Indians? Because you Indians are exactly sided with the Americans. They're going to hate you even more. Taliban's are sided with Pakistanis. And if Pakistani says, hijack another Indian plane, they'll do it. America don't care. It's not their area. It's not, it's not that part of the geography which they really care about. All they care about is China. They don't care about India's security or what happens. And trust me, once they've done with you, once they've used you, they will dump you like they've dumped every other country. Like they've dumped Afghanistan, like they've dumped Vietnam. When it's in their interests, you're going to be their best mate. And when you're not in their interest anymore, that's it, you're dumped. That's what's going to happen. And for what? India's always been in the losing side, always. When the Cold War was happening between the States and Soviet Union, India was in the side of the Soviet Unions. And now you're in the wrong side again. You're going to be on the losing side, because the emerging power is China. It's not going to be America. China's going to be the number one economy. And because of your stance, you're losing key friends like Iran. And your surrounding neighbors, you're losing them. And for what? Tell me, for what? Okay, so a lot of Indians seems like they don't look at their history, or they haven't studied their history, or maybe they've forgotten their history. So I'm here to kind of remind you of what the British Anglo-Saxons did. And you might think, oh, Americans did nothing to us. Who do you think discovered America? It was the British, it was Anglo-Saxons. And then America was born, and then Canada was born, then Australia was born. It's all from the same blood. It's all Western imperialism. It's all white supremacist. It's all Anglo-Saxon blood. So don't give me any crap that, oh, these are not Americans, these are British crimes. It's all the same blood, guys. And they're doing the same thing around the world. You just don't see it. I mean, there's loads of articles of British doing all sorts of crazy stuff to India. I mean, talk about the famines. There's more than 1 billion Indians died through famines. Look at this, 1.8 billion excess deaths because of the famines. And do you know why? Do you know why they died for the famines? Because the British, they looted India. They looted all the treasures. They looted all the food. All the food went into British hands, and all the fields, all the farms and fields, they were growing, opium, and this opium they were selling to China. So basically they were using Indian land to make opium and selling it to China, and any like food that India was farming or making, it was all going to Britain. British soldiers, British lives, it was all been shipped to Britain. So millions and millions of Indians died during that time. And when the Indians tried to like stand up for themselves, I mean, look at this picture. This is exactly what life was like in India at the time. And when Indians tried to stand up for themselves, they were massacred. Millions were massacred in India. Have you guys forgotten? Have you forgotten about the crimes that the British did to India? Literally looted your treasures. Trillions and trillions of pounds worth of treasures they've looted from India. Killed millions. I mean, people are saying 1 billion people have died in India through famine. And that's not all, guys. They've used Indian soldiers to fight British wars, in the world wars, in the opium wars with China. Indian soldiers were at the front line being used and killed, while British soldiers were at the back giving orders. Seriously, you guys were used then and you're being used now. Can you not see it? You're just being used in a different way, that's all. I mean, when look at this. People say Churchill was a great man, right? This is what Churchill said about India. Churchill said, when somebody asked Churchill that people in India are dying because of famine, this is what he said: the famine is their own fault for breeding like rabbits. That's his exact words. And people call Churchill a great man. I mean, when you hear the actual racist stuff that he used to say, you're not going to think he's a great man at all. 1.8 billion people have died in India. You're not going to get that kind of you're not going to get that back. And imagine with the amount of people that India had at the time, imagine the superpower you would have been, because India being colonized by the British, it took you back hundreds of years. You could have been a superpower. Took you back hundreds of years, looted your treasures, killed so many people. With that many people, you could have easily been a superpower, easily. And the other things that British did to India, damaged India's social fabric. I mean, India was the reason why you have a caste system, why there's a rich and poor gap system there. You have all the famines. There was a lot of civil unrest. The railways were all just heading onto the ports, shipping to all other countries. The railways weren't really there to help India. The railways was just there to kind of send out opium around the world. You guys really need to look at the history of what the British imperialistic people did, and that's not all, guys. There's more. You call these rebellions that massacred. Partitioning of India is another thing. Because of the British, India split with Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Bangladesh. That was your land before. That was your land. Imagine how powerful India would have been if you still together. That was all down to the British. And no, you're still not. You're still siding with them. You're still siding with the West, even after everything they did. And you want to see what more they did? I mean, look at this list of massacres that they did in India. All of these are massacres, and the worst massacre was this one. It's called the Jallianwala Bagh Massacre. And basically it took place on 13th of April 1919. A large but peaceful crowd, so just remember this, peaceful crowd, has gathered at the Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar, Punjab, to protest against the arrest of a pro-Indian independence leaders. In response to this public gathering, the British brigadier surrounded the Bagh with his soldiers, and the Jallianwala Bagh could only be exited on one side, as the three sides were enclosed by buildings. After blocking the exit with his troops, he ordered them to shoot at the crowd, continuing to fire at the protesters tried to flee. The troops kept firing until the ammunition was exhausted. At least 1,000 people were killed and 1,200 other people were injured, 194 and 92 were seriously injured. So this is where it happens. You can see from this picture here, they were basically surrounded on all sides on a narrow passageway, and the British just shot them until they finished out of ammunition. I mean, how evil is that? How evil is that? And you still want to be around these people, you still want to trust these people with your lives and with your futures, even after everything they did. Seriously, I don't know if you guys are stupid or seriously deranged, or this is not on. I mean, you just have to look at the history of what happened to your people and what the West did to you. And they're doing it now, but in a more sly way. They're just using you, using your country, using your troops. The best case scenario for America right now is India to fight against China. Do you really feel they care if hundreds of thousands of Indian troops die, or if India is destroyed? Do you really think they care? They don't really give a crap. They're going to watch from a distance. They'll watch from a distance. They'll be laughing. They'll be saying, "Ha ha! People from both sides are dying. This is exactly the result we wanted." They don't really care, guys, and they're just using you to go against China. You just can't see it. Anyway, right now, India has bigger issues to deal with than China. Trust me, India has much worse things to deal with. I mean, there's articles here says the World Bank last month warned that South Asia risks suffering a financial crisis due to the vulnerability to growing level of unsustainable debt. As the region's biggest economy, India is particularly exposed to sovereign debt and funding risk, especially after the pandemic drove businesses to go bankrupt and left millions unemployed. With India struggling to get back on track, it might find itself stuck with ballooning debt and rocketed inflation, problems that Modi administration may already have faced for some time, but which have been aggravated during the pandemic. According to data from the Reserve Bank of India, the country recorded a government debt equivalent of 69% of GDP in 2019 to 2020. Meanwhile, India recorded retail inflation of 6.3% in May and 6.26% in June. So you can see your inflation is rising, your economy is not looking very good. So you see, there's huge issues with the Indian economy, huge issues. As a result, the financial risks are piling up. Last year, the Mumbai stock market, almost one of the best performing markets in the world due to the huge inflows of the dollar, but due to concerns over prolonged economic uncertainty, foreign investors have been pulling money out of the Indian market in recent months. There's also growing concerns that once the Fed shifts monetary policy, India's economy may be trapped in a debt distress and facing shortage of the dollar. As you can see, guys, India has a lot of issues with the economy, a lot of issues. And it needs to focus on the economy, and it needs to focus on improving the lives of people. It needs to focus on getting these people out of poverty. That's what India needs to focus on, not fight China, not spend all of your money on the military fighting China. Seriously. And this is, I've seen the Indian media. You completely vilify China the way America vilifies China. You're just following whatever America does. You need to start waking up and see who the true enemy is. China never, in 5,000 year history, China never invaded India. Never. And India never invaded China in all those years of history. It was the British, it was the West that did that. Imagine the power you would be if India and China joined hands. Imagine that. But no. Most Indians want to side with the West. I don't know why. If there's any Indians out there who want to give me a valid reason why they are siding with the West and not siding with China, I'm all ears. I'll happily have an intellectual conversation with you. I just want to know why you guys are acting like this, and why you guys are thinking like this, and why you are going with the West, and why you can't see that you are being used. I just want to have an intellectual conversation with one of you guys and just tell me why. And I don't want to hear any crap that you see in WeOn or Gravitas. Oh, China's killing Uyghur Muslims, concentration camp. Don't give me all of that crap that's been made up in the media. If you want to sit with me and have an intellectual conversation, I'll sit with you and I'll chat with you. If you're going to come up with crap that WeOn and Gravitas says, even your own Modi says, just a bunch of lies with no evidence. If you can provide evidence, if you can sit with me, provide evidence, then fine. And I don't want to see evidence saying, oh, show me this link from WeOn or show me this link from Gravitas. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share and comment and whatever you can to help promote the channel. If you really like the channel, you're welcome to join my Patreon, or you can buy me a coffee. And in my Patreon, I've recently got an offer. I'm also doing a special offer in my Patreon where if there's any subject that's very important to you or you want me to cover, I will do that for you. I will work with you, edit with you until you're completely happy with it, and then we will release it. You'll get full credits, and also other things I do with my Patreons is have regular video meetings with them. So if anybody wants to join, you're more than welcome. It's a lot of fun, and you get to see me in person as well. So without further ado, guys, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later. Bye.